Now, in order to be able to tell whether a line is vertical, horizontal, or whether it's slanted, the most important thing in play is to be able to find the slope of the line. And let me remind you that if the slope of a line is 0, then that means that the line is horizontal. If the slope of a line is undefined, then that means that the line is vertical. And if the slope is positive, then the line rises, and if the slope is negative, then it falls. But in both of these cases, what would happen is that the line looks either like this when it rises or like this when it falls. So in both of these cases, the line is slanted. So in order to find out the answer to this question, we really need to find out the slope. How do you find the slope given an equation? So given an equation of a line, let's say that looks like this: ax plus b times y plus c equals 0. If this is what your equation looks like, then the slope of the line is given by negative a over b. This is a formula that it would really help you to remember. That's what I'm going to use to solve all these problems. So for example, the first question, now you'll see that there's no ax term, so which means I can rewrite this equation as 0 times x plus 7 times y plus 14 equals 0. This looks like ax plus by plus c equals 0. Now remember that the slope is given by negative a over b, so in this case the slope is given by negative a, which is 0, so negative 0 over 7. Negative 0 over 7 is nothing but 0. So in this case, since the slope is 0, you can tell that the answer is that the line will be horizontal. This is a line that will look like this. Similarly, for the next example, now this equation already looks like what we had. It looks like ax plus by plus c equals 0, and the slope of this line is given by negative a over b, which in this case a is 2, so it's going to be negative 2, and b is the coefficient for y, so b is negative 5. So that's going to be negative 2 over negative 5, which is positive 2 over 5. In this case, the slope is not 0 or undefined. In fact, the slope is a number that's strictly greater than 0. So which means the line kind of looks like this. It rises, but we don't really need to specify that. All we need to know is that the line is slanted. If it's not 0 or undefined, but an actual finite number, then the slope is going to be slanted. And then finally, with the last one, this is a tricky one. We remember that we want our equation to look like this: ax plus by plus c equals 0. So let's write the x term first. So that's negative 3x. Now we don't have a y term in this equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 0y, and then I have a positive 8. So plus 8 equals 0. This is what the equation should actually look like. And then the slope of this line is given by negative a over b, which is negative of negative 3, because a in this case is negative 3. And then b is the number 0, so it's going to be negative of negative 3 over 0, which is positive 3 over 0. Now you have 0 in the denominator. That means that this number is undefined. So since the slope is undefined, you know that the line has to be vertical. To show you real quick with at least one of these examples, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plot this line and show you what it looks like. So let's look at the line 8 minus 3x equals 0. I'm going to since there's only one variable x, I'm going to solve this equation for x. You know that the way we do that is take the 8 over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides of the equation. So this equation becomes negative 3x equals minus 8. And then divide both the sides of the equation by negative 3 to be able to get x equals positive 8 over 3. Now, what does x equals positive 8 over 3 look like? If these are the x and the y axis, then 8 over 3 x equals 8 over 3 is a point, let's say somewhere here, since it's a positive point. And the line x equals 8 over 3 looks like this. It's just a line that passes through x equals 8 over 3, and every point has x coordinate 8 over 3 on this entire line. And so this is the line x equals 8 over 3, and you can see that this line is vertical. So that's picture proof for this.